Hi guys, it's Mary McIntyre here to tell you all about the blue moon this weekend. So we have a special astronomical event in the form of a blue moon. So I'm going to talk about what that is and what time you can see it this month. So there's a common misconception a blue moon has been known as when you get two full moons in a single month. And that's actually originally not the correct description of a blue moon. This was somebody that appeared on a radio show in the 1940s and perpetuated this incorrect description of what a blue moon is. And it's now stuck, and we kind of have two different sorts of blue moon. So if we look at all the full moons through 2020, if we look at this list here, we can see that in May we had a full moon on the 1st of May and a full moon on the 31st of May. So that's two full moons in 1 month. Usually most years we get 12 full moons in a year, so that's one a month. So the name blue is thought to originate not from the colour that the moon is, but from the fact that it betrays this cycle. The Old English word for to betray was beiliu. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not an expert at Old English. I'll put the word on screen here, but there's different ways that it was pronounced through different parts of history. So there's some interesting history around that word, but there was also the old spelling of blue was very similar. So it's thought that the term blue moon came from a mispronunciation of the term meaning to betray that cycle of having 12 full moons. And this was important because our ancient ancestors relied entirely on the lunar cycle to mark the passage of time. Now, back in the 1940s, that person on the radio said that when you get two full moons in a month, that means the second one is a blue moon. And that is a very simple way of thinking about it. And the one that is happening at the weekend is in fact two in the month of May. The original description of what a blue moon was is something called a seasonal full moon. So the one that we're having this month is the calendar full moon. The seasonal full moon is where you break the year into 4 seasons, and there are 3 months in each of those seasons. If we put the whole of 2026 on the side of the screen here, if we broke up the year like January, February, March, and then April, May, June, etc., you can see that the second season has 4 full moons. The third full moon in a season that has 4 is said to be the blue moon. So at a glance at this year, you may think, well, we've got a seasonal full moon as well. And it does look at a glance like we've got both a calendar and a seasonal full moon in one. However, the seasons are not broken up evenly in months like that. The astronomical seasons are all centered around when the vernal spring equinox starts. So that is from the 20th of March to the 20th of June. So if we break the year up into that season, officially spring is the 20th of March to the 20th of June, and we had a full moon on the 2nd of April, one on the 1st of May, one on the 31st of May, and then there isn't another one until after the 20th of June. So therefore there is no seasonal full moon this month. So at a glance it looks like we've got both, but in reality it is a calendar full moon, and these don't actually occur that rarely. Like as I said, it's kind of every 2 to 3 years thereabouts. The next seasonal full moon that we have, though, isn't going to be until the 20th of May 2027, so we've got a year to wait for the next seasonal full moon. So the full moon that we have on Sunday, the 31st of May, is actually occurring. The exact time of 100% illumination is at 9:45 in the morning. The moon will not be above the horizon for us in the UK at that exact time. So we can't actually see the moon at the exact time that it's full, but you can see it when it's almost full. So the night before, on Saturday the 30th, you will see the moon rising just after 9 p.m. and it will remain visible until 4 o'clock in the morning. So if you want to have a look at it in the early hours of Sunday morning, you can see it then. Or if, like me, you're not very good at early starts, you can wait until the moon rises on Sunday the 31st, and it will rise at 22:12. And then that will obviously be more than 12 hours past 100% illuminations, but it'll be close enough to full, so it'll still be beautiful whatever time you look at it. Now, the other thing that's happening at the same time as this blue moon is this thing called a micromoon, which is supermoons and micromoons are not terms that are accepted by the astronomy community. They are astrology terms, don't really mean anything. But what a micromoon is referring to is the fact that the moon is at its furthest point in its orbit. That apogee is the word that we like to use for that. So that means that the moon is slightly further away than it would be certainly when it's at perigee. However, you can barely see the difference in size and brightness to the naked eye. If you think about the whole of the sky as being 360 degrees, the moon takes up half a degree of sky, which is about the size of your thumbnail if you hold your arm at arm's length. The moon will be about 14% bigger during a perigee moon compared to an apogee moon. If you can see 14% difference in diameter of a moon that's smaller than your thumbnail with the naked eye, you've got way better eyesight than me. Now, during a perigee moon, you do sometimes get the sense that there is more brightness there. That is true. But unless you've got a telescope and you're a really avid measurer of the apparent diameter of the moon, you're really not going to see any difference between perigee and apogee moons. The moon is beautiful at all times of its cycle. It's always amazing to watch it rise and set. And if you see it rising and you've got stuff on the horizon in the distance, you're going to get that moon illusion, and it will look really big as it's rising, the way that it does every single night. So just because it's a micro moon doesn't mean we shouldn't go out and observe it, because it's absolutely gorgeous, whether it's a mini moon, micro moon, super moon, whatever nonsense terms the media want to describe it as. The moon is gorgeous every night, so please do go and observe it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Just a short video explaining what's going on. Please do take pictures of it and let me know if you saw the blue moon this month. Thanks for watching.